Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. If you're on, please say hi. So glad to be back. Happy Harvest Moon. Happy Full Moon. Happy Friday the 13th. Hey, everyone. How are you doing? Got my tea because this is going to be like tea with spirit. Got my mug, like my mug. I'm all into the fall mugs now. Hey, Kathy. Hi, everyone. And I got my coffee in here. I can't show it to the camera, but it's in here. Hi, Amanda Panda. Yay, y'all got your cards. I'm so happy. The facial was, it was good. It was different. Like I've never, those of you that are follow me on Instagram, check out my stories and whatnot. I went to, it's called Fountain of Youth Beauty Spa. And I've never been to a spa before. I know I'm 37 years old, right? So I've never been that person to kind of be foo-foo. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but like some people just make it a custom to go. And I mean, you have to have money to go, it's not cheap. Mine was like $99. And I saved up for it, half of the stuff that I have, I've saved up for it and worked hard for it. But I've had people tell me, you need to go to the spa. You need some downtime. What's a spa? Morena G says, what's a spa? They offer a variety of skin services, facials, massages, you name it, they do it, body sculpting. They do this new procedure for those of you that are looking for like, what is it called? Facelifts, or instead of a liquid, I don't know what it's called, a liquid facial. It is this new facelift with a thread, and basically it's non-invasive. I think it's like one suture. They go kind of like under your jaw and they put in a thread, and they kind of like go 3 times or something like that in your meat, under the layer of skin or muscle, and then they pull it through, and basically it dissolves, but it gives you an instant facelift without having that. No, I'm not gonna get that, trust me. I don't need it, not now yet, at least maybe like in 30 or 40 years. But then I wanted to get either 2 things. I wanted to, because I have brown spots here, and I know it may seem vain to some people that are tuning in. I don't want to ever come across as that. But I don't care what people think about me. But for me personally, these little brown spots, you can't even tell, but I wanted to get rid of them. So I had heard of microdermabrasion, and I thought that perhaps, it was something good to try. And I've heard of the vampire facial. They have that service too. And I've heard that's kind of painful. And then they have like a very non-painful chemical pill. Now, I don't like the idea of putting a chemical on your face, because I've seen horror stories where some people have gotten burned by that. So I decided just to not go for the actual chemical pill and just do the microdermabrasion. Hey, Pam, my bestie boo. Love her. And guys, be sure to check out Pam. She's an amazing reader. Very authentic, one of the most authentic souls. You can check her out on Instagram at Pamela E. Williams. And she also has a website coming out, so shout out to her. Yeah, and so it's hyperpigmentation. Yeah, I thought there were sunspots, because I used to be out on this. You couldn't tell now, but I used to be like 5 shades darker. This is, just because I don't go to in the sun anymore. But when I used to be out in the sun a lot when I was younger, which I'm still young, but like in my 20s, I used to be like 5 shades darker. So I was really tan, like really natural tan. So I don't know if it's skin damage or what, but I tried the microdermabrasion. I don't have any serums on or lotions, and it looks pretty smooth. I like it. I really do. I would do it again. Basically, what the microdermabrasion is, it's tiny needles, and they're kind of like scraping the top layer. That's not what I understood by it. Love you too, Pam. And it's like first they put some steam on you, so you have to be able to tolerate steam. I felt like I was dying when the steam was going on me because it was like steam like up in your nose and everything. So I told him, can you please put a fan on, because yeah, I was getting like choked up with that steam on my face. But the girl, her name, I believe her name was Taylor. She was just a sweetheart. She's an esthetician, and basically what they do is they kind of they do a facial as well, kind of like rubbing your face after they put steam with some lotion, and then wiping that off, and then massaging your face, and then they use like this hypersonic or supersonic kind of brush that goes in circles. And I don't know what you call it. I think it's like to penetrate the serum that they put on your face before they get ready to do the microderm, which that's what y'all saw, that part there before the microderm. I couldn't film it while I was doing. I didn't have anyone with me to film, so I just got a piece of it. But basically, it's like a little tool. It's a metal tool, and what they do is they go, all around your face, and that machine is like taking away like whiteheads, blackheads, minor, things on your skin. And it's not painful at all. Yes, after like the day after, it did sting a little bit because I had to use like a special cream and cleanser for my face. And so, yeah, it's really cool. I would definitely do it. Oh, Baloo says, I'm an esthetician by trade. Yes, use sunscreen and microdermabrasion will help. Yeah, absolutely. That's what she told me. I'm bad at SPF or anything like that. I don't usually, put sunscreen. I know, but I'm not out in the sun that much. So, yeah, I had to, I deserve that. Being this last couple of months have been, very fast paced for me, and I feel so blessed. And so, I'm just so thankful to have you here and to be here. But, with my cards coming out and my book, it's out. And then all of the lives that I've been doing with so many wonderful and beautiful souls. I'm just so excited. And I don't know if I should say this, but I am going to be, one of my friends is a writer for a magazine. And so I will be featured on that magazine, and I'm so excited. Shout out to Melinda. She is an amazing person. I'll be able to share that with you in detail. Ryan, yes, I'm in Texas. And so I'm going to be published in a magazine very soon, and it's going to be featuring my cards, which I'm so grateful because it is a spiritual magazine. It's not like a big magazine, but it's spiritual in nature, and it features all these, important people in the spiritual community. So I thank you guys. I love you. I wanted to share that with y'all because keep on the lookout. I'm just so smiling and elated. My eyes are a little irritated because I tried these new contacts on that I have on. They're from Desio. It's called Irresistible Blue. And so they're new. And when you get new contacts, you're having to like get used to them. So yeah, that's going on. And I have my evil eye on always. Hi, Talia. And then I have this pendant that was made by her name is Lauren Valentine. She's from California. And I don't know if y'all can see that cobalt blue on the bottom. This is a rainbow moonstone, and she's a silversmith. And she does like sheets of metal, and she custom makes all of these pendants. It's so well worth it, even though it is a certain price, but it's so well worth it. And this is my protection thing. I wear it all the time. I love it, love it, love it. Guys, I will be doing reading, but like the first 30 minutes, I start blabbing and talking to y'all, having my tea and my coffee. So don't get impatient. I will be reading with my cards. I got my cards here. I'm so happy Pam is here. Thank you, Pam. You're such a sweetheart. And all of y'all, my friend Ryan, and I hope Nicole's here too. Thank you, Ryan, for being the troll patrol. Those trolls, they like to come on. Thank you. I love reading all the comments. So I usually start talking, and I don't get to read the comments. And guys, those of you that got your cards, please send me pics of them. I want to feature you. Maybe some people will follow you. You know, I'm all about helping my brothers and sisters out there, my rays of light. If you want to send me a picture and you're not camera shy, I use it for promo. Yes, it helps sales, to boost sales for my cards and get them exposure. But I also do it to give you a shout out. So maybe some of you need some followers or etc. Some of you may not care or not about that, but I'm just mentioning it, just making a point. And then the other thing that I got recently, and I want to talk about this, is a ghost box, a spirit box. Now, I don't need it because I have spiritual gifts, right? And I can communicate with spirit. But it was interesting. Like, I hear all these channels on YouTube that use spirit boxes and whatnot. And ghost box. And I wanted to get a ghost box. So I went onto ghostbusters.com. It's some website, and they have all types of equipment. And it's one that I bought that's an EVP recorder and a ghost box. And basically, I think mine is defective because when I started, it starts like going through all of FM. There's AM and FM, and it does like a scanning sweep. But radio stations were coming out. Now, I don't know on these spirit boxes. Can y'all tell me do y'all know if they are supposed to play radio stations? I had read on a comment, which was a review on that website. Someone said that if it played any radio stations and it was defective, and to send it back. So I'm going to reach out to the owner because I don't know. Yeah, yes, it is supposed to. That was just so weird. I didn't know. Maybe then it's not defective at all. This is my first time using it. They can go through them. Okay, yeah, because it was picking up a lot of radio stations, and then I would hear intermittent, like this, sound, and I swear I heard a voice. Yeah, Phil Davis says, yes, they are legit. Okay, so I trust you guys, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to try it this weekend again. It'll just be cool, and then maybe something I can, kind of present some evidence or do some kind of a YouTube live where I'm using that radio, and maybe we'll pick up something, right? Okay, so I'll keep that. But I'm glad I got to ask y'all about that. Oh, there's so many things to cover. Let me just take another sip of coffee here. Hey, boo, Vindy Thompson. I want to get into the Oracle cards. I'm indigo and have some gifts, being that an aura. I feel that with my crystals and them cards, I can practice. Definitely, Baloo, definitely. I saw a meme the other day. It was about Oracle cards versus tarot cards. I love both. I'm not going to talk bad about tarot cards, and Rider-Waite and all of them. The thing that sets my cards apart, I feel, and I'm not trying to be cocky or pretentious saying this, is that my cards, as y'all saw, and for those of you that didn't see that live on Monday, you may want to go check that out first and make your decision before buying if you haven't already, is that my cards kind of give you exact answers. Using, of course, your spirit guides, your spiritual connection, your intuition, channeling that through my cards, it gives you specific answers. When you look at tarot cards, a lot of times they can have several different meanings for one card. When you look at some oracle cards, there's some that are not very clear by looking at the photograph, and you have to go into the manual, and you have to start reading a manual. My cards don't come with a manual. Physical manual in them because they're so easy to interpret, but I do have a written manual. It is in a PDF format. For those of you that want that emailed to you, I've had some of you reach out to me. Send me an email, or you can hit me up on Instagram and DM me, and I will email you a copy of that manual. And I think it's so great. I still wanted y'all, because some of you may be like, this is your first time using any kind of card. And so I feel like it will definitely help. Dimar, hi. Dimar. I'm feeling so great. I really, really am. I feel so much energy, so much power, because it's a full moon. I mean, there's something going on. And some people are being really affected in a negative manner by the full moon. This full moon, I think it's in Pisces, if I'm not mistaken. But some people are getting a lot of emotional, like very emotional, feeling drained, etc. Some people are having very anger issues or temper issues. I'm just living my best life as possible, and I'm enjoying it. Oh, and then in 2 weeks from now, I get my Invisalign. So y'all probably be seeing me or hearing me talk with a lisp or something, because I've heard they give you a lisp, but I'm going to get my Invisalign, so I'm so excited for that. Then we have the iPhones. I'm an iPhone snob. I have to come out and say that's the only thing that I'm really bougie about is my technology. When it comes to technology, it's all about Apple. And Pam, I did upgrade. I decided to upgrade Pam. Pam and I got our phones. Pamela Williams, she's on here still. I hope she is. We have a lot of history, and we got our iPhone 10s at the same time 2 years ago when they first came out, or the iPhone X. There she is. And so we got it at the same time. And Pam was like, she got hers first. And I was like, Pam, she's like, you can record the screen. You can do all this good stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and get the iPhone. So I went ahead and said it's an investment. It's going to pay off. And it really is. I've been happy with my iPhone. There's nothing wrong with it. But the iPhone 10 Pro came out. And I just couldn't help it. You know, it's been last year they came out with that, what was it, the 10S or XR? I don't know. I wasn't feeling that one. But this one, yeah, it has 3 cameras. Like it has, if you haven't seen the Pro or the Pro Max, I got the Pro Max. I pre-ordered it today in midnight green because green is one of my favorite colors, and it's a healing color, and it's also my birthstone. So I'm sorry if I'm, you know, some of you may not be able to afford it. Some of you will. I'm not bragging about that here, but I'm just telling you know, what my life is like. And I see it as an investment because I do a lot of these YouTube videos, a lot of lives, and basically I need a good camera. And, you know, after time, cameras depreciate. Cameras stop working. Like I noticed I have a Canon camera that I bought. It's a Canon 2 GX7, something like that. That camera was working good for so long. And then I noticed like sometimes y'all keep saying y'all hear things on the background, or it's kind of like static in the camera. And mind you, I take good care of that camera, and I've had it for about 2 years. So I don't know, you know, maybe they go out after time. So that's one of the other reasons that I invested in it. But I really definitely think that y'all should, thank you, Pam. Yeah, it is definitely an investment. So I did upgrade to that, and I'm very excited to get it because I feel like I'm a big kid when it comes to, those are like toys for me. When it comes to gadgets, I just love, I love Apple. And some people hate Apple. Some people like Samsungs and Androids. And I had an Android at one time. It was a Samsung, but I didn't like it. I personally didn't like it. To me, Apple is so like easier to navigate and use, but to each its own. But with this new feature of the iPhone, it has like a telephoto that you can, it's like you can do, and the thing that I liked about it the most is that I'm not good at video editing and softwares. But with this new iPhone, it comes with a feature where you can actually, if you're taking a video, you can actually edit it. Not using a separate app, but actually part of the camera feature function. And you can do all kinds of things with it. So if y'all haven't gone to Apple, check out apple.com and then go to the iPhone section and check it out. It is definitely a big improvement. And I know that Samsung sometimes comes out, like Androids, they come out with things before Apple does. So I know. But for me, it's all about electronics with like phones and cameras. I get so excited, and I can't wait to get mine. So that's something to look forward to. And let me see. By the way, your weekly horse was dead on for the last 2 weeks. Thank you, Baloo. And sometimes those horoscopes, oh yeah, it's the iPhone 11. I'm sorry if I kept saying 10. I upgraded to the iPhone 11. Thank you for correcting me. I think I maybe said it wrong. But yeah, the iPhone 11, what is it? iPhone 11 Pro Max is what I got. It's a bigger screen, so I don't know. Like this is the iPhone 10. Okay, so this is like a pretty big size. And I think the other one's pretty big. And yeah, I'm so excited about that. And then what was the other thing that I was going to tell y'all about? The other thing that I was going to mention, I'm trying to remember here. Let's see, Gemini and Mercury. Gemini's all about, yeah, I'm a Gemini at heart. When it comes to like creativity and communication, that's my forte. That is what I love the most. And thank you, Ryan, so much for being here. He's such a sweetheart. He's always like, when I do my horoscopes, he will always do the timestamps, and I really appreciate that because sometimes it's time consuming to do that. And I do everything. Like I do my accounting, I do the invoicing, the shipping, this week itself, it took me 2 days to ship out everything. Like it took 2 days. Like it's a lot of processes, but it's well worth it. And I'm so happy those of you that got your cards. Again, if you just joined, I'm going to start reading in about 10 minutes. I just spend the first 30 minutes like just chatting with y'all and having my coffee with my new mug. I'm collecting mugs, like I said. This one's cute. It has like a little butterfly. And I got these like at HEB. For those of you that are in Texas or have visited Texas, it's at HEB. They have like a chain of, it's a chain store basically, and they have these in there. Yeah, those of you, I recommend getting the iPhone, but I am being biased because I am, like I said, an Apple snob, and I love Apple. But oh, I got mine pre-ordered today. Yeah, Lesia, pretty. Yes, you let us be able to order. Yep, I woke up this morning. It was like at 5 o'clock, and I got up and started everything that I do, my daily routine. When 7 came along, because they released when they have launches every year, Apple like does it at midnight where people can start pre-ordering and stuff. This year, I'm so happy they did it because who stays up at midnight? I know a lot of my rays of light are nocturnal. I'm not, but on occasions I am awake at that time. But they actually had the pre-ordering available at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 5 a.m. Pacific Time, which is very early in the morning, but I'm so glad that I was able to get it. I thought they were going to sell out. Like I panicked for a minute because I was doing the payment, going through all of that, and for some reason it didn't want to go through the system through my Verizon, because that's my provider. I have Verizon. Shout out to Verizon. This is not sponsored by Verizon, but it should be. Apple needs to sponsor you. I know that's right, right? How many times have I said Apple in here? Again, this is not sponsored by Apple, but it should be. Free advertising like Lady Gaga did in her telephone video for Virgin Mobile. Do y'all remember that video with Lady Gaga and Beyonce? And how she's like in the prison with her Virgin Mobile phone. Can you imagine how many people went out at that time when that was like in 2003? No, 2001 or something like that. I don't know. But she got a lot of customers for Virgin Mobile. I had AT&T, but AT&T was not good to me. In fact, AT&T, I had a lot of coverage issues, and I don't know if that's norm for a lot of people. And I never will go to Sprint because I used to work for Sprint, and I'm not talking crap about them, but they do charge you for every little thing. I worked for many years as an agent, and then for the corporate department as a senior business analyst, but I worked my way up from answering phones to being a trainer to being like a supervisor and then an assistant administrator to 3 ops managers and a site director. So yeah, I worked for Sprint, and I used to I worked for like a company that was outsourced, or how would I say this? It's like outsourced, and Sprint was one of the clients. And so I had to be on conference calls with all these execs and do all these PowerPoints and look for outliers and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I come from a business background. I have a degree in business, and yeah, it wasn't fun. Let's just say that. And Sprint customers are not happy, trust me, when they get, somebody says Sprint sucks. So yeah, I went to Verizon because Verizon, I haven't had any issues. No spotty coverage, nada. Yes, they do. Sprint charges for everything. Yeah, they do. Like back in the day before LTE came out, it was 4G. It just had launched. And I believe like they were charging like $10, a $10 fee just for, in addition to your data, to get connected to that. I can't remember exactly because I was no longer answering phones as a rep, but I was helping coach the reps and etc. and looking for outliers. I was part of quality control. I did all of that. When are you going to get the Aurora teardrop necklaces back? You know, very, very soon. I stopped making a lot of the jewelry. So a lot of the jewelry I am getting is from the Middle East. But I do heal them when I do get them. I do heal them, and I shop for the best products that I can find that are authentic gemstones. But check out my jewelry on my website. I have a lot of jewelry there now that I just updated with some bracelets, rings, and some new pendants. And this weekend I'm going to update it again. We're not happy, but I've been with them for over 10 years. Yeah. Credo uses Verizon network, but donates a portion of your payments to progressive charities. Yeah, they do. What do you suggest for me, Billy Joe? I left Sprint after 10 years too. Yeah, definitely. They try to lock you in, with a contract, and then it's horrible. Like every single phone call that I used to get as a rep for Sprint was a customer wanting credit. I had a customer that went internationally traveling and was on data roaming. Can you imagine that? They had a bill of like $36,000. Oh my God, that was a nightmare. They called in and they had to be escalated and a credit had to be issued. My braces, I had them taken off because I was having so many issues with them. I guess it's my bite or whatever, and plus they felt like torture devices to me, and that's not really what I wanted. I wanted Invisalign, but I was told that I wasn't a candidate for it. And then it turns out that I went to another person, a local orthodontist, and I do qualify for it. So always get a second opinion. That's what I say. Always get a second opinion. Mind you, the place that I went, that's my regular dentist. It's a great office, and I will be back for regular things like cleaning my teeth and etc. But I had to have a local orthodontist for my situation with my teeth. They're not crooked, but I have an underbite. I mean, they are crooked. Some of them, they are kind of turned. But yeah, I'm just very excited that I'm going to be getting Invisalign. But everything is going good. I'm getting caught up with a lot of my readings. So those of you that are still waiting, thank you for being so patient. I get a high volume of readings because all of my readings are on sale throughout the whole month of September. So that is going on. And I remember now what I wanted to talk about. Felicity Huffman. Did y'all hear? And I don't want to be like a gossip person, but Miss Thing only got 14 days in prison for fraud. For falsifying those documents. I'm upset. I really am upset. The only reason I'm upset is because that is what I talk about, and no offense to all of my white rays of light, but white privilege. Because either way you cut this, if this would have been an African American, it would have been a Mexican, a Hispanic person, an Asian person, they would have gotten like years in jail, in prison. Do y'all agree with me? That's ridiculous. Like 14 days? Seriously? Now tell me something ain't wrong with our system, our legal system. That is ridiculous. That is like super ridiculous. I'm still waiting what's going to happen to that other chick. I can't remember her name. The one that starred on Family, what was it? Full House as Rebecca. Y'all know her name? And I don't mean that I love my white race of light. I love everyone, but I'm just saying, for what it is, it's the truth. Aunt Becky, or like Beyonce would say, Becky with the. No, but in all seriousness, like she's only getting 14 days, and I said to myself, I said this, and I'm saying it here. She better watch out while she's over there. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna put her, in an isolated jail cell, etc. Because in those 14 days, honey, anything could happen. And I'm just keeping it real because that there's people that haven't done what she did, and they got like life sentences, and they ain't gonna be happy with Miss Thing up in there. I'm just keeping it real. What do y'all think? Do y'all agree about that? I mean, I wouldn't want to be her. Not there. Not for 14 days. Among the population. Yeah, I don't think Miss Thing's gonna be in the population. I think they're gonna have her in a jail cell with security. See, I need my own talk show. Wendy Williams, move on over, honey. Just kidding. I love Wendy. So I got my cards ready. I'm gonna be doing readings. I'm just having fun here. I could be talking for hours like this, chatting with y'all. But yeah, I saw that in the news, and I'm like, don't even get me started with that. That is crazy. Crazy. 14 days for that. And you have people that smoke the devil's lettuce, and they get like lifetime in prison when it's part of nature, it's part of, yeah, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just saying. Yep, money can buy, I'm telling y'all, money can buy things. Money can buy people. I'm telling y'all, I need my own show. Y'all need to do a petition so I can get my own show somewhere. Just kidding. I love laughing and having a good time. It's good times. But yeah, all right. Let's go, cards. All right, so I'm going to start reading. Those of you that want a reading, just say, ask a specific question, or you just say general reading, and I'll just pull a couple of cards for you. Yeah, the world is crazy. And like, it never surprises me with, celebrities, even though I read a lot of them, when I see these injustices, there's people that are rotting in prison, and she gets 14 days. I know that if I was there, in that all-female facility, I would not want to be her. I would not. People are going to be, even the guards are going to be like rolling their eyes. Okay, so let me see here. Ooh, y'all are going fast. Let me slow this down a little bit. Let me see here. Okay, Lewis must lose mustache. Mustache. I'm going to pull some cards for Lou Mustache. Hey guys, and welcome here. I spent the first 30 minutes just chatting away. I could chat with y'all about so many things that I see. I'd really be spilling the tea. Okay, so for Lou Mustache, I got here past life lessons. There is something that's you're going through in your life right now. I feel like it's a karmic cycle. A lot of things are repeating for you. When this card comes out in the deck, to me, it symbolizes like something is repeating over and over and over in your life. And so you may be asking yourself, like, why is this happening? These are karmic lessons, and karmic lessons can be like causing issues in your relationship with family or with your love life. It could also be financially, where you're feeling this, and I feel like it would be financially as well. The key here, when you find that it's a karmic lesson, is to master that, is to sit with your higher self and to also make changes. The thing is, a lot of us, when we go through karmic lessons, we don't want to change what is broken and what no longer, is working. A lot of us stay in a cycle. Like especially if this is like money issues, you keep focusing on the lack of not having money, but when you should be focusing on what you can do to generate money, what you can do to get ahead, whether it's like taking 2 jobs, what sacrifice do you have to make to fix your situation? When I talk about sacrifice, what I'm saying is like keeping it real, is like cutting back on certain things, expenses and stuff that you don't need. So again, just hold on to that Lou Mustache if that doesn't make sense right now. The second card I got for you is new job. So again, finances, and I hadn't even seen that card yet. finances, you know, your career. These are the two areas that are being impacted according to what my cards say, you know, what Spirit is showing me through the cards. The other thing is that got the card of witchcraft. So maybe you need to do some, in this case, it doesn't mean necessarily that somebody's using witchcraft on you. Maybe you need to do some witchcraft, white magic, candle magic to manifest. Some hoodoo, some money drawing candles would benefit you. Some green candles. And you can look into that and research it. You know, go onto YouTube, go to Madame Pamita's channel. She's an amazing, amazing witch. And there's a lot of amazing witches out there that have YouTube channels that can show you what it is to work in the light and yet kind of attract money and, you know, do that part. So again, that's what I feel like that's the message for you, Lou Mustache. So thank you so much for being here tonight and asking. Hope that helps you. Okay, I'm going to scroll up because y'all guys are just amazing. But this thing is like going super fast. Mari Petty says, yes, you do. You are fabulous. Thank you. Wendy has nothing. She's cool, but you are so much better. I live in the Boston area. Believe me, it's all over the news here. People are shaking. I'm shaking my head. I'm shook. I'm shook talking about it. Laura Floyd says, you're hilarious. I try to be. You know, not every day I'm going to feel good when I'm doing lives, but for the most part, I try to be, you know, raise my vibration. And it's a work in the process. I'm not perfect. No one is. And it's a work in progress, you know, to constantly live in that kind of vibration is impossible. And so I have to do things to remind myself to stop, because sometimes I'll just work. And Pamela tells me, you know, you need to like really take some time. Pam, no boo, she says, you need your own show. Thank you so much, Pam. Pam's been saying it for a long time. She sees me having my own show. So from her mouth to heaven's ears. Let's see here. Okay, Kalia Feldman. I don't know if you're still on. She wants a general reading. So I'm going to pull some cards for Kalia Feldman. Guys, my cards are selling out left and right. Like, I am super excited for y'all to have these. I'm going to be placing a bulk order for some more to get them in stock, because this is just ridiculous but good. I'm so happy. And y'all are liking them. Like, a lot of people, I have a lot of my Rays of Light out there that are also readers. My friend Jennifer, she's Esoterics and Cups. I think she's on Instagram as that. And she used my cards in a daily reading, daily draw. So a lot of y'all are using them. Okay, so who was I reading again? Kalia Feldman. Okay, Kalia. Maybe if I pronounce your first name wrong, I apologize. Justice. This is like seeking balance. I don't feel like this is a legal connotation for you. Like I said, sometimes it can have different meanings for different people. Excuse me. I'm burping. For you, I feel like, Kalia, is that it feels like you're seeking more balance in your life. Maybe like you feel so stressed out at times, or you have so many things going on, being pulled in different directions. And so Spirit is saying for you to kind of find some balance. How do you find balance in your life is basically having a set schedule, or trying to organize yourself a little bit more, and also setting healthy boundaries. And if you cannot commit to something, don't do it. If you need, some time for yourself, stay off of social media. Sometimes we have friends that just are amazing people, but they don't respect their personal space. I know my friend Pam has that issue as well, where, some people, she's at work and some people just message her, all throughout the day. And I'm guilty of that sometimes, but, I try to keep it to a minimum, because I know that she's at work and I respect her for her in her space. And I don't, require, and I don't want an answer right then and there, because I know that she's working and that's almost impossible. So I always tell her, whenever you can respond, do it. It doesn't matter if you have to wait until the end of your shift. You know, what comes first is your job. And I think a lot of people don't respect that. A lot of friends don't respect that about people. But for you, use that. And then I also got free travel. So there is something about traveling, which is exciting. And so I feel like there is going to be something that you will be doing, a place that you will be going. And I hear north of you. And then I got depression. So when I hear the word, when I see depression, that card, there could be some emotional battles that you're going through right now. Things weighing very heavily on your heart space, and you're going to get through it, my dear. Okay, so just be strong. I think it's just a matter of you having some time for yourself and replenishing your energy. Some people get so caught up in their work and everything that they get drained without knowing it, and so that's what I feel is going on with you. Oh, and I have to talk about this. I saw Hustlers today. For those of you that haven't seen the movie, go see it, okay? Another Hustlers, if you're, the producers, this is not sponsored by it, but it should be. Just kidding. All my favorite peeps are on there. Jennifer Lopez. Let's talk about Jennifer Lopez. She was on there. Lizzo, I love my Lizzo. She is the bomb. She is Miss Thing. Cardi B. We all love Cardi, and she makes people laugh in this movie. She is really good, let me tell you. And then who else is on it? I can't remember all the other actors and actresses, but yeah, J-Lo did her thing, Miss Thing, to be almost 50 years old and move. In that movie, it was okay. It was good. Like, the whole movie was good. It wasn't like, there is some nudity, so for those of you that are parents taking children, I don't feel like this is a movie for a child to see. There is some adult themes in the movie where there is nudity of, the chesticles of ladies. Breasts. Okay, so that's a little bit of nudity there. And then the only thing that I didn't like in the movie was the ending. Like, I wish that the ending, and I'm not going to tell you what it's about and ruin it for you, but I feel like the ending could have had a different twist or had more impact, more emotion. To me, it was lacking at the end of the movie, how it ended. But it was good. And J-Lo doesn't show her age, not bad, for a woman that she is 50. Okay, so she is 50. She looks good. She looks really, really good. And Cardi is just something else. You'll be laughing when you see the movie. But yeah, it was really, really good. And a lot of twists in the movie overall. See, I'm just making you laugh. I know what it's called, and I'm not a prude to say breasts, but I said chesticles. Okay, back to business. Sorry, there's things that I forget sometimes. This is not scripted. None of this live is scripted. Nothing. But yeah. And I went early bird special on this movie. Early bird's the first screening at 12 p.m. And so I didn't expect on a Friday for a lot of people, because a lot of people are working. I mean, I work, but I create my own schedule, and so I was like, there's a lot of people. A lot of people took off their work day, took off so they could go and see it. The whole theater was packed on the showing. So I can just imagine tonight, a lot of y'all are going to be going out to see that show, that movie. Okay, Yin told Julie, guys, and those of you that donated, thank you so much. I've been bullied at work by Sonia. Do you feel? Yeah, I feel Sonia feels this power trip that she is on. I also feel like she kind of has her clique. I don't know. She's real good with the boss. What do you call it? A brown noser? That's what I feel. And I'm just keeping it real. The thing is, you're not going to last in that job. I feel like you're definitely going to be moving away from it. And so, yeah, you're going to be moving away from it. Within 2-3 months. April Love. I pulled some cards for you. Your third eye is open, or possibly you need to work on your third eye opening, okay, to get more information. Someone is lying. Someone's not being truthful. If this is not you, it is a male in your life. That's what I feel like. Somebody is lying. Someone's not telling you the truth. And then the last one that I got for you is heartbreak. So again, I feel like this may be around a relationship. If you're not in a relationship now, it doesn't have to necessarily be on a romantic. It can be a friendship, but I feel like this is definitely more of your love life, to be honest. So that was for April. Let me see. That's why, yeah. Joan Pilrose says, yes, Ray, tell it like it is. That's why I love the way you read. Thank you. And I do, but I try to be very gentle about it. Like, there are some readers out there that are just nasty on the way that they deliver messages to people. I've been someone that has gone to a reader before, and the reader made me feel like so dirty. Like I was the one that was wrong. Like, why would I even go there? It was just horrible. It's all about the presentation and how you do it. You can keep it real without having to attack the person in the reading. Okay, let me see here. Okay, Xenomorph says, love your advice on how to get a ghost to leave my home when Sage hasn't worked, or a reading, please. Okay, when it comes to that, if Sage is not working on crossing a spirit over that is reluctant to go, there's other things that you can do, okay? The first thing that you can do is to call upon your spirit guides and your ancestors to help move this soul onto the other side. You can also visualize a portal opening up of light in front of you, directly in front of you. This will cause you to really visualize, and some people struggle with that. And ask it to go. Ask it to go. You can call upon Archangel Michael and some of the other angels to come and take the soul and cross it over into the light. In most cases, you have the power to do it, but you have to be assertive. There's going to be some male entities like the one that you have that will not want to go pleasantly to the other side. They're stuck. This is their space. So you don't have to be rude to them, but you do need to tell them to move on and that you are serious, that they need to go. This is no longer their home. This is no longer their space. In worst case scenario, if you're not able to do that, you can get some tar water. They sell that in New Orleans and some online stores. I wouldn't trust, but if you have like a spiritual shop, you can get tar water and you sprinkle that around like the windowsills and the doorways. And what it's going to do, it's going to stop any other spirits from coming through. You can also, in addition to sage, you can use frankincense with myrrh. You can use copal and burn that. There's a lot of other things that you can do. If those all fail, then you may need to call in a local medium, okay? Someone that is local that can go into your space and help cross that over. So again, I hope that helps you, but there's so many ways that you can get rid of an unwanted spirit in your space that is living in your home. Okay. Let's see here. Asa, when will I have a love life? Okay, let me pull some cards for you. Oops, had two coming out. Oh, Spirit is really talking now. Asa, so you asked about when you'll have a love life. I'm going to tune in a minute using my own intuition. The cards say that there's some gossiping going on. I don't know if you've been the victim of people like giving you the evil eye, like talking crap about you, talking shit. But that's what I feel. That's what I'm getting from Spirit, is that there has been people that have talked bad about you and that don't like you. I don't know if you don't like some people either. I feel like you are the type that you don't play games and you do speak your mind. And I feel like there's some jealousy that was going on, some drama with another female. It's so weird that that's how it's coming in from Spirit. And Then I have here backstabbing. Girl, you've got two cards here. You had gossip and you had some backstabbing. I don't know if you can see with the glare. So you have people that, like I said, don't want to see you happy. People that are jealous of you. It could be family members that are just wanting, because they're not happy, they don't want to see you happy either, or friends like that. You need to start doing some cord cutting, hun. And cord cutting is so essential. Like, there's affirmations that you can say, like, I pray to my archangels to help me cut these cords that no longer deserve to be in my life. People that are draining my energy, people that are draining my finances, people that are blocking my life, happiness and love life from having a love life. I ask all of these cords to be cut and severed once and for all. And then, you can do it and word it however you want, but you need to be very specific. I feel like if you do some magic working with candles, especially with like a red candle or a chupa rosa candle, that's good for love. There is a soulmate candle as well. You can check them out on Madame Pamita's website. You can also go to the House of Hoodoo. She updates her website every Saturday at 6 p.m. And so she sells out on her love candles. I feel like that will help you attract that. You can go on Amazon. There is a company called The Art of the Root, and they have Come to Me candles or love candles that you can also burn. But I feel like for you, this is a good time tonight. You have some crystals to like sleep with, some rose quartz and some clear quartz for you. And then go if you can tonight. If you can't tomorrow, then, because we're still going to be in the full moon energy, to get a red candle and work with that, a red and a white candle. Then on a sheet of paper, you need to write a petition and be very specific about the cords that you need to cut and what you want to attract into your life. For you, there's a lot of roadblocks as well. So I definitely would be suggesting that you get a blockbuster candle and a road opener candle as well. In addition to the love candles that I mentioned, you need all those candles. And you should do the blockbuster first, and then the road opener, and then the love candle. So you have all this week to get this. Some metaphysical shops carry them. Some botanicas carry them. Maybe you can get it from online. You can do it through the full moon. It can really be done at any given time, but I think it's more powerful to do it through the full moon or the new moon. I really like the full moon energy because that's the perfect time for magic, okay? To have a more of a oomph and more of an effect. So I hope that helps you. And as far as like time frame, I feel like it's still going to be some time, hun, to be honest. I feel like you will meet someone in 2020, possibly about January or February, around, springtime, going into spring, the ending of winter into spring. But don't rush into anything, because I feel like you have a tendency sometimes when you do meet someone to rush into things. So just take it a little bit slow. I hope that helps you. Oh, guys, if tonight with the full moon, get your crystals out and leave them charging overnight. Gretchen, thank you, Gretchen H. Says, you're so cute talking about your electronics. I'm the same way. Yeah, for me, it's all about electronics and cards and crystals. Those are the best things. Toby J, love you, Ray. Thank you so much for your donation, Toby. Let me pull some cards for Toby. Thank you, Lady J94. I'm also going to read you for your donation. Guys, the donations that you're making doesn't guarantee a reading, but it does go towards my channel so I can continue to do these lives. And it does support the channel. So I really, really appreciate all of you that are taking the time to donate. I had somebody saying the other day on Instagram, you should do pro bono. And I was like, girl, if you're a true ray of light, you know that I do pro bonos all the time. She's an attorney, and she was just joking. But, she was like, you should do free readings. And I'm like, girl, if you only knew, like, people that don't follow me, I think they really think that, I don't give back to the spiritual community or give back to people. But that's why I do these lives, is to give back to people. So Toby J, I got here that you may need to be careful for a spiritual attachment, okay? Not that you're going to necessarily have one. This could be not even about you. It could be someone in your life that's been acting weird lately. Just keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes and ears awakened and open, because there could be something going on with a spiritual attachment, okay? How to prevent spiritual attachments is to raise your vibration. Stay very positive, do good things, eliminate any kind of vices, which for you, Toby, I don't feel like you have any. But again, just watching that, I think that's very important for a lot of people. And then there's some mourning. Not that necessarily there's a death that's going to happen or anything when you get this card, but there's something in your life that could be making you a little sad. And if it's not now, it's more future oriented. But you need to be strong. Like when I see this card, it's like purging, like you're releasing. That's what a mourning is. Sometimes we mourn our old self, our past. We mourn our past. A part of us may think about the past or someone that was in our life at one time, and we're like upset. We don't want to think about it, or we do, but we wish we could go back. But Spirit is saying, it's time to move forward. Look, I got crystals for you, Toby J. Crystals, so get your crystals out. For you, aquamarine, I heard aquamarine. You need to get an aquamarine crystal, and then you need to get an angel aura. Okay, so work with those two. Those are going to be specifically for you. So I hope that helps. Now, Lady J94 says, my question is for my child's father. I feel he doesn't see his own potential and is unmotivated. Anything Spirit can relate to him. Okay, Lady J, so I'm not going to pull any of my cards for this. I'm just going to go ahead and give you straight from the, from my heart, from my soul, what I see using my abilities. Your child's father, I really feel is lazy. And I'm just going to say it like that. And I'm sorry about it. I feel like he has a lot of codependency issues and used to maybe getting his way when things are not working out for him. And I feel like you are that person that has a beautiful soul, and you've invested a lot of time and energy on yourself and trying to take the, how should I say this, taking more of the control of the relationship than he does. And you invest more energy and time in it. It's not balanced, hon. It's not balanced at all. I feel like it's time for him to kind of grow up and quit being lazy, because he has a lot of potential in him. But I feel like he also has problems with authority figures, with having a structured 9-to-5 job or any kind of job, even if it was a graveyard shift. He doesn't like having to go into that. So if he doesn't like that, then he needs to look into self-employed ventures, whether it's lawn maintenance or things like that, but working for himself, because I feel like him working in a structured environment, that's not going to help him. And I don't know if he's had legal issues in the past, but for him, like, there's a potential, if he's not careful, to have legal issues. He has temper issues as well, anger issues, things that he needs to work on, meditating, burn some sandalwood and some lavender around him, some patchouli. These are going to be some herbs that may kind of clear him up and help him. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just reading here. Thank you, Lisette Camacho, for your donation as well. So let me pull some for Lisette. Then I'm going to read one for the House of MO. Lady Gaga has come out with her new eyeshadow, her new cosmetic line, House. It's not really that new anymore because she had come out with it, but I've been seeing a lot of ads on my Instagram popping up for her. She's so beautiful, but I miss the old Lady Gaga, like the one that was like always criticized for her weird fashion and being weird. And I loved her music style back then. I still love her, and I'm still a fan of her music, but I just hope she goes back to like Bad Romance, like, the Fame Monster, and those kind of songs, like Just Dance with Akon. Talking about that, I'm a big fan of Becky G, and so I've been a lot into posting of Becky G stuff and Akon. I didn't know Akon spoke Spanish. When did Akon start speaking Spanish? Tell me, because I want to know. I'm the psychic. I should know, but I did not know that he spoke Spanish, and he speaks it well. He did a song with Becky G, and I was like, go Akon. Okay, Lisette Camacho. Music is my thing. If y'all don't know by now, I listen to a lot of music. I love music. I don't think I would ever have a career in music because, I won't try to sing, but I love music. Okay, Lisette. New Love is coming up. for you. So there's something about your love life. Very exciting time for you. New love. Hold on to that. Girl, you are moving. Where are you moving to? I see there is something coming up with moving, possibly. This doesn't have to be like a physical move. It could be something in your life that you're rearranging and moving away from or moving towards. There is a lot of traction for you. And then again, I get walking away. So there is someone or something that is stressing you out. And your higher self and spirit is talking to you and telling you that maybe you do need to move on from it, that it is time for you to kind of move on. But for whatever reason, you're holding onto it. And so you do need to like move on from it. So I hope that helps you. That was for Lizette. And then House of MO. Let me put some cards for her. Then after this, I'm going to be just reading using my intuition, my spiritual abilities, my clairvoyance and stuff, because I want to get through this a little faster pace. I love using my oracle cards, but I've talked a lot through this live, and so I want to get to some more readings here. So House of MO. And again, my cards are $29 retail price. They are autographed when you order one, and they ship out within 3 to 5 business days. They are they're small poker size, so they're very lightweight, and you can use them anywhere. They fit in your suitcase, your purse, your pocket, hand pocket, and they do come autographed, like I said, and you would get them in 3 to 5 business days. In the U.S. and international, it could take up to like 7 to 21 business days, depending where you're at. Sometimes it's a lot sooner. Okay, so House of MO, what I got here is psychic attack. There could be some people that are envious of you, someone that is maybe just not really knowing that they're a energy vampire, and they're sending you some kind of psychic attack. For you, I definitely would recommend saging yourself. I feel like that is so necessary for you to sage yourself. And you probably have problems sleeping. I don't know, because the way the card depicts it is like bad dreams, or you have dreams and maybe you don't remember them. Also got life lessons, past life lessons. So again, there are things from your past that are repeating. You've probably asked yourself if you have spiritual gifts. That's the House of MO. And yes, as you see here, there are angel numbers. So if you're seeing a lot of 333, 555, 1111, 1212, 222, things that are repetitive, it is spirit trying to get your attention that there is something that you need to do that perhaps you are procrastinating. And these are my cards. They come in this box, and then I autograph them. See? They're so cute. I really, really love them. All right, so now I'm going to start going through the comments using my intuition here. So let me just see here. Baloo, will my daughter be okay? Yes, she will be. There's some hard challenges up ahead, but she's going to be just fine. And that's coming from spirit. So let me scroll up. Sassy21, for health, I'm not a doctor and I cannot diagnose, but I will tell you that immediately with you, I felt a lot of pain and sensitivity. So there are some things that you're going to be going through with the nerves and with the nerve endings, and also inflammation. Look into turmeric. And again, you should always consult with your doctor and ask if you can. A lot of people, tend to make their decisions because these are natural herbs and supplements, but look into turmeric with curcumin. Definitely is a good thing for you. And I feel like that will help you a lot to clear that up. I'm taking now berberine in addition to my medication, berberine and moringa. And those two seem to be helping me a lot, where my blood sugar stays kind of regulated. Okay, Marie Murillo asked Ray, I will do a first-time hex removal tonight. Any suggestions? Yes. Depending on how you are doing the removal, if this is a reversal candle that you bought, or you're doing some other kind of, magic work, etc., you do need to go into it protected. I would definitely say a prayer to Archangel Michael. Envision yourself in a white light before you get started. Sage yourself or use Palo Santo. Um, you know, and then afterwards, also be sure that you are closing anything that you're opening, however you're doing your removal. But it is a very powerful time tonight to do a lot of rituals. I have some candles going on my altar right now, mainly for health, for money, abundance, because God knows after spending that money on that iPhone Pro, I'm going to need to have some money to make up. I'm just kidding. But in all honesty, I'm always about trying to keep my income sustainable. And that's for anyone. I think that's anyone. But really, in all seriousness, like we have to keep things, balanced. And so I have that going on. Then I have protection candles going on as well, and some healing candles for all of you out there. So those of you that need healing, I will be doing a prayer tonight, a ritual with prayer, with one of my healing candles for all of you. So let me see here. Lauren Floyd asked general reading, please. Okay, so when I get into you, Lauren, I want to say like you need to start kind of looking into ways of preoccupying your time. I feel like you may spend a lot of time on social media at times, or you're watching, TV at times. But I feel like you need to like get into reading books, exercising and stretching, going outside barefooted when the weather permits, and walking barefooted on the ground, because that grounds your energy. Your energy comes in through very strong, and sometimes like I feel like anxiety. There's something with your stomach area as I'm doing this reading for you that I feel, Lauren, that you need to watch for. I don't know if you have intestinal or like gastral issues at times, or sensitivity to foods, but I'm feeling a lot of pain in the stomach area with you specifically that you need to probably watch. If it's not something now, like I said, it could be future oriented, but just watch that. And again, I feel like it has to do with maybe some foods that you're eating. I don't know if you're lactose intolerant, but that's kind of like what Spirit is alluding to, that you may have some sensitivity to like dairy and milk. For a lot of people, that a lot of people have that. Try gluten-free things. I think that's going to help you a lot. And that's for Lauren Floyd. I hope that helps. Sheree, thank you, Sheree X, for ordering my cards. I got them, and all of you that have ordered cards and that will be ordering cards, I'm going to be shipping out this weekend or first thing Monday. Red Queen asks, having a career crisis, should I continue in my current field, or what should I look to do next? For you, I feel like you need to stay in your career, but maybe look at a different job in the same market or in the same area. I feel like where you're at, there's no room for improvement or advancement. Nothing is going to change. But yes, you definitely need to look at another place of employment. And I feel like within the next 6 months, you will find something else if you take this serious and really are looking for something else. But no, I feel like you are in your life path. What you were set here to do here in the physical world. Tola Tola says, general reading, when you do have see me getting my own place. You will get your own place like within this coming year. So within 12 months from now, you are going to have your own place. And I feel like you're looking already at places. So there's going to be one that you can afford, and you're going to be happy with the area, etc. Something about getting approval. So you're going to get that. Okay, let's see here. I'm just going through the comments. Come on. Guys, I don't do past life readings on here. I do them if you want a private past life reading. I love going into your past lives and seeing what, who you were, what kind of karmic lessons you have, things that you need to watch out here in the physical world. If you want one, you can always like book one. And my current turnaround time for my readings are 2 to 4 weeks for email readings. For chat readings, which chat is done on Facebook in a private chat room, it's 5 to 8 weeks. The waiting time or the wait time, waiting list. Sassy21, can you see people's auras? Yes, all the time. And for you, Miss, I feel like you have definitely a violet aura with a mixture of like a turquoise aura as well. So like you're very spiritual, and at the same time, I feel like you are very passionate about things that you love to do. Like very passionate and creative at the same time. But for you, it may be kind of difficult at times, like having people understand your awkwardness, because I feel like you feel sometimes like you're awkward and how you see things. You see things from a different level, a different way than other people. And most of us purples or violets tend to do that. Like sometimes we're so misunderstood and judged by other people for being different. My aura is all violet. And also I have a turquoise as well. So I'm right there with you. And my friend Megan Firester, she is amazing. Mystic Michaela. She was on the Real Wives of Orange County. She is very popular. She was just featured on Cosmopolitan, and you definitely need to check out her iTunes. She now has her own podcast, and she told me my aura, like she reads auras specifically. So if you want someone that just reads auras 100%, I definitely recommend her, or myself, but I definitely recommend her. Like that's her forte. She's an amazing psychic medium, but she really is all about auras. And you may want to just like follow her because she posts so many things for people to understand the different color of auras. So yeah. Let's see here. Doris Sanchez, does my father have a message for me? Yes. There is something going on in your life right now, Doris. I feel like it has to do with the way that you see things. You're feeling very depressed, alone, issues with other family members. I feel like there's some disconnection here for you when it comes to that. And he's saying that he is there and he sees things. You're doing everything right. I feel like there are some things that you may question yourself or you feel guilty of, like not telling people how you really feel about them. And sometimes you let some of your family or people that maybe like walk all over you. I feel like a part of you, of your soul, is kind of like hardened. Like you don't feel these days like very joyful in your soul and spirit. Reconnecting to your inner child will help you. Listening to a lot of music. I don't know if you listen to some Tejano music or Spanish music at all, but your father is insisting that you need to listen to music, songs that you loved, because there is some healing in there for you. Writing things out, finding ways to communicate how you feel. I feel like you're the person that bottles things up and it's unhealthy, and your father sees this and he knows. Also, he wants you to take care of your health because he had a lot of health issues. And he's telling me that, that's something that worries you. And I don't know if you're single, but he's also talking about like you feeling alone, even if you may have some people around you or a partner. But I feel like loneliness when it comes to that. Things are going to change, but you have to make some changes, Doris. It's going to be a difficult process because I feel like you're pretty stuck in your ways, and it's not easy to change that. That's part of what I do. If you're interested in getting like a private reading with me, that's something that I work with people on, showing them, what they can do to change certain things about themselves. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. I'm the same way. A lot of people are the same way, where we get stuck in our patterns. And so it's kind of hard to deviate away from it. But if you don't make changes, like for me, my health was one thing that I guess I took for granted. And I had to make a lot of lifestyle changes now, even though I'm so young at 37 years old. And it was difficult learning how to re-feed myself with, good food versus a lot of junk food. And those are the kind of things that I'm talking about. For you, it may be, the way that you kind of open up to people. Maybe you don't feel like you have a lot of friends, but what are you doing to change that? Are you going out? Do you go online, maybe to Facebook groups to communicate with people? If you're not doing any of that and you're just kind of stuck at home to yourself, and maybe sometimes here on, coming on YouTube, etc., to these lives, that's not going to, bring changes into your life. We have to kind of step and break those boxes that we put ourselves in. So I hope that helps you. Just going through here. Thank you, Lesia Pretty. She says, what month, time period am I buying my house? I keep feeling like December is a good time period for you. And I keep hearing Spirit say December. I don't know if it's this December or by next December, but I keep seeing December. That is a good time, a good month for you. I feel like a lot of good's going to come towards you, Lesia, in the month of December. So I feel like it's not that far, really, to be honest. That's the thing with time readings. Like, people, sometimes a lot of you want like specific time periods. And with the timeline readings, like, sometimes I get it, what Spirit gives me. And sometimes your energy and your life path is so unwavering, it can change on the flip of a dime. Like when you get off of this live, you go on about your daily life, a lot of your free will has to play in that, happening in that particular time. A lot of times I'm right with timelines. Sometimes it may not be at the timeline that I see, because again, your free will can change that. And I think a lot of people hold a lot of us psychics that not a lot of my colleagues like to give timeline readings or specific time frames, because again, they are misunderstood. Because let's say you come to me and I give you a timeline and it doesn't happen in that timeline, then you're automatically going to assume that I was wrong, I was incorrect. And it's not that. It's the free will of a person, and it can change. Like, the future is not written in stone, and what we give you is snippets of what we see. And sometimes it's accurate. Sometimes that happens. But with you, I feel like it's all going to depend on the right circumstances, location, and having your finances in order. But I feel like it's soon, and I hope that makes some sense to you. Let's see here. Jen Esco asks, what can you learn about having someone read your aura? Different auras tell a lot about a person. Like, when I see someone with a great aura, they have some things from childhood that they're holding on to. Excuse me. They may be stuck when it's like a great aura, a very negative vibration at times. Something is holding them back from being happy. A lot of pain, hurt. Purple auras are very spiritual. They may be in the work of mystics, healing, clairvoyance, psychic mediums, intuitives. In doing that kind of work, they like to be the person that helps other people. But also there is a life path of spirituality and being awoken. When it comes into greens, these are the healers. These are the money makers. These are the people that have a good purpose, and they kind of go and get it, and it's all about healing people as well. These could be like your nurses, doctors, etc. So it's very interesting when you get into different auras and what they mean. When it's a red aura, there could be some anger issues that they may be having at the time. Our auras can change depending on what's going on in our life. They don't necessarily stay the same always, and you can have more than one color. It depends on what circumstances are happening in your life. So it's not like you're born with one set aura and that's your aura throughout your whole lifetime. And that's what I need to start teaching these classes. Like, I'm needing to find the time, and I'm going to, I promise you, I'm going to be developing like a psychic development course and cover all these topics in depth. So a lot of you can understand better, like what are auras and spirit communication and differentiating, like understanding what is the difference between spirit's feelings and your feelings and things like that. And I will be doing that. Like I've been saying it for the longest, but I'm really, really serious about it. Um, okay, Carla Tibbetts says, "Hi Ray, I'm a Cancer mom. Have not spoken to my Gemini son in 2 years. Will we ever reconcile?" I'm a Gemini with a Cancer rising and a Cancer moon, so I feel you on that. You're very emotional, ma'am. You are very emotional at times, and you're very sensitive, and you take things. You're very intuitive as well. I feel like your son is very stubborn, and Geminis tend to be very stubborn. And when we, as a Gemini, let me tell you something. Um, I have had, friends that have come and gone from my life, and when I'm done as a Gemini with someone, I never turn back. I never do. And maybe this is like some people consider me an asshole for being that way, but it's just who I am. Like if you burn bridges with me, I'm never going back. Even if I get an apology, yeah, that's good that you apologized, but it's just in my nature. Like when I'm done with someone, I'm done. And for him, I feel like he's the same way. I feel like you and him always go head to head, and always have and always will. I feel like this is just the part of him. I don't know if he has like, do you know what his rising or moon sign is? Because I feel like he has like a Scorpio moon, something with Scorpio or connection to a Scorpio. And Scorpios are just as stubborn, um, just as stubborn. And so I don't know. There's a connection to a water sign, and it not yours, but for him, because he's an air sign. You're a water sign, so it's like air and water. Yeah. Mm-mm. Um, I feel like he will come around eventually, but for him, it's going to have to be something like we don't hold grudges for long, but when we're done with someone, we're done. But since you're his mom, I don't feel like he's going to shut you out of his life completely forever because we're not like that. But I do feel like at some point, you are both going to have this conversation. And maybe you'll need to apologize, even though it's not you, to get through to him. I feel like he's always had problems with other people as well, like cutting people out. It's just what he is. It's like a self-defense mechanism that we have as Geminis. For me, I'm very loyal to a fault, and I love to give of myself. And since I have Cancer in my sign, I'm very sensitive as well, but to the point where I'm very nurturing with people. And you're very nurturing as a Cancer mom. I get that from you. You're very nurturing, but it just depends on what his and you can email me, like, if you want a private reading about this in depth. I would need his photograph as well, and yours, and then you can email me, like, if you know his date of birth, and I can definitely look up his moon sign and his rising sign. I would need his the time of birth as well, and I can definitely look at that for you, but in depth. But I definitely feel like he is going to go through some hardships in his life, not because he's a Gemini, but because of the way his mentality is. It's just so stubborn. He's stubborn. And I'm hearing spirits say he takes after his grandfather. So I don't know if this was your grandfather or his father's grandfather. His father's father, which would be his grandfather on his father's side. But there is definitely someone that he skipped a generation. He's just so stubborn. And I feel like, honestly, in a past life, y'all, I don't know, like, I feel like the roles were very different. Like, he wouldn't have been your son, but maybe like your father in another past life. And so now it's like whatever happened in that life is filtering out into this life time for you. And that's for Carla Tibbetts. So I'm wishing you all the best, and I'm so sorry to hear about that. Okay, just looking here. All right, guys. So I'm going to put it up already. I am ending it. I've reached my hour and a half, and I really love you all. I feel a little drained, and I need to go and finish working on my candle magic, my crystals, etc. So many blessings to all of you. I love you so, so much. Again, if you want to order my cards, go to my website, www.raymondguzman.net/shop. If you want to book a private reading, all of my readings are on sale throughout the whole month of September. With the exception of emergency readings. And I have updated my shop with so many good, beautiful healing crystals if you want to check those out. Blessings and love and light. I love you guys. And check out Sunday. I will be back on Instagram doing a live interview with an amazing soul. So blessings and love and light. Have an amazing night wherever you are in the world.